That's the most that I can play from the Ave Maria. Guys, it is the intuitive investor from StockTwids. How is my family doing? Yes, I know that it's been several months since my last post. Today's post really is just about what's been going on in the market, where have I been, and what am I excited about today. So, into 2019, it was just a very blah year for me. Nothing too exciting. Kept some of my core positions. Shopify, as you know, has been my baby since IPO. I'm still with Shopify. 2020 comes around and I'm thinking it's going to be a better year, and Corona hits. So it slammed you and me together in March. So what did I do? I started thinking back about when I started to get into trading, which was back in 2015. At that time, I'd always wished for a dip like the one that we'd seen in 2007 due to the housing market. And I always told myself one thing: if I were ever to experience something like that, I was going to put more money into the market and keep my core positions. So, March hits, Corona, shutdown, pandemic, market tanks. So what do? I poured everything that I could into the 401k. I had to. In my mind, it's going to recover. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but the market would recover and I would be able to buy in cheap. So a couple of the things that I did. Yes, I lost a lot of money, but guess what? I put my money into the stocks that I thought were going to do well. So what happens with Shopify? Shopify was trading probably in the threes, and guess what it does? It triples and goes as high in the thousands during that, because they were one of the winners of the pandemic. People weren't leaving their homes, people weren't shopping face to face, and they were having to buy everything they needed online. So Amazon also won big time. The other thing that I started to get involved in is potential vaccines. So I bought Vaxart, VXRT, and I bought Novavax and Novavax, yes. And they were one of the other contenders for the vaccine. My only regret was that I sold too early. And the reason why I sold too early is because I started to look at other opportunities. So I did stay away from the cruise lines. I stayed away from the airlines because I knew that those were going to be slow movers at some point. Even the casinos. By the way, if you buy those right now, as of today's date, September 14, 15, whatever it is, and you hold those stocks, you will do very well over the next 3 or 4 years, regardless, because those will bounce back. But I stayed away from those. What I did then is I got into a new kind of investment called a SPAC, SPAC. Of course, you guys have all heard of these already. They've been the buzzword, and guess what? I'm a buzzword kind of guy. So it turns out when I spoke with E-Trade, because that's who I use, that this had been in the past been a very dodgy way to invest. And in the heydays, back in the 80s and 90s, was just not a very safe, it was very risky. But over the years, they've made a turnaround and they've actually done well for themselves. So the first stock that I got involved in was VTIQ, which was then before they merged and then created Nikola, NKLA. So I ended up buying warrants, and I ended up buying some of the commons. Also my first time ever buying warrants. And one of the things that I asked investor relations was, why aren't more people buying warrants? Because to me, it was no-brainer. Warrants were trading cheap compared to the common shares. Once again, very high risk stock, especially since time can run out. People can vote not to merge. Just different things can happen. But guess what? Rolled the dice, went big, and I made a lot of money, a pile of cash off of that. Once we were able to exercise those warrants, guess what I did? I exercised them and got out. I ended up getting out in 3 chunks. So I did very well there. And so started to look around, and I really started diminishing the stocks that I was actually involved in. And so I really, at this point, I'm only holding 2 positions, guys. 2 positions. I've never been a fan of diversification, meaning that you want to have like 10 different or 20 different stocks. I mean, it's hard enough just to get one down. You know, every stock tends to have their habits in the way they trade, their cycles. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to go revisit some of the SPACs. This stock in particular has done extremely well, guys. And I know some of my viewers are probably already in it, and some of you are probably just learning from it from the first time. It's FMCI. Yes, Foreign Merger is merging with Tattooed Chef, Itella. They're based out of Paramount, California. So they are a plant-based company who grows their own veggies and whatnot. And they are in the business of making vegetarian-based products, plant-based products. And so currently they're available at Costco, Sam's, and at Walmart's. So if you're got memberships at Costco or Sam's, you might want to visit them. They also do a lot of private labeling. They're in Trader Joe's, as a matter of fact. And so I've tried some of their products. They're decent. They're good. I'm not going to say that they're, you know, like my favorite, because I'm more of a meat eater. Sorry, guys. I am a meat eater. I love it. Love pizza. Love steak. Love chicken. Love pork. All that good stuff. But this thing is profitable. This thing is on a rip lately. And so I might go ahead and try to embed some charts here. Gosh, I mean, yes, it's doing very well. So I got in the end of May into June, and I've been talking about the stock through stock tweets and on my Instagram since then. Really just trying to get others to take a look at FMCI. A few of my friends have actually bought and have doubled their money, and so they're doing very well. So they're doing really, really good. Merger is supposed to hopefully take place sometime in October, so there's still a lot of time. I'm looking at the chart here. I'm going to put up an image right now, and I want you to look at this. You probably can't tell, but this stock has been building some of the most reliable staircases ever. I mean, look at the chart and just look at these staircases that are being formed week after week. This thing historically ends up popping right around Monday, Tuesday, and then it spends the rest of the week consolidating just to form new highs, consolidating, rinse and repeat. So today I added my last biggest chunk. I am balls deep in this stock, but I'm also looking at what this is really going to look like price target range in the next month, 2 months, 3 months, and into the end of the year. All the data suggests that they are probably, what was it? I think it's 93%, 95% year-over-year growth for Q1 and Q2. They're significantly cheaper and trading at a discount compared to Beyond Meat. So that's huge. And get this, they're only in about 7% of all the Walmart stores. Don't know the numbers for Costco or Sam's, but I can only imagine that their runway is huge. They are very soon going to also have all their products available online. Sorry, allergies. Pretty soon, all their products are going to be available online so that the consumer can go directly to the website and purchase them. Some people have probably coined this the next competitor, Beyond Meat. I got priced out of Beyond Meat IPOs. IPOs lately have been going bananas, so I haven't been able to get in to them. I also missed out at BigCommerce. But no matter, I'm making really good money somewhere else. But as I was saying, they've been coined as a really good competitor to Beyond Meat. And so when you look at what the price target is for Beyond Meat, which right now I think is trading about 140, 150, some people have indicated that this stock could trade into the 90s probably within the next year. I'm so down for that. And so that's the reason why I've bought a ton of warrants, and I still got some commons. So guys, if you haven't already looked at FMCI, I'm just asking you to take a look. I know that there's other SPACs available. but this is the best one, and this is the one that I like the most. It's just been building staircase after staircase, and the warrants are still relatively cheap. They're trading under $8 at a huge discount. So I think that over the next few weeks, up until the vote and absolute ticker change, you're going to see this stock increase in price quickly. Not too late to get in. So guys, as I said before, if you haven't already subscribed to my videos, I promise you I'll be a little bit better about making more videos in the past. I really regret not making other ones for other stocks that I was watching and buying. But anyways, I promise I will start making more videos, really just grassroots information. I don't have all this technology and perfect lighting, but who cares? And two, if you're on StockTwits, don't forget to add me, Intuitive Investor. Take care. Let's go make that money.